So when an MSP comes to us and says we're looking at outsourcing, what we don't do is say, yeah, jump on board, here's a phone number, divert all your calls to here. Where you have to start, in our opinion, is from the ground up. We have a saying that you can't outsource your problems, okay? If some basic systems don't exist within the MSP, then you should think twice before jumping straight in with an outsourced provider that will take all that on. That's why our process, we have a very rigid onboarding set of criteria when an MSP comes to us. And that really involves drilling down into, okay, what specifically are you looking for? Is it just out of hours? Is it overflow? Is it both? Have you recently lost a team that you're looking to replenish and seeing if you can do that with an outsourced entity? There's all of those things that need to be answered first. And because we're an MSP in our own right, or we have an MSP in our own right, we know exactly the areas that it can go wrong in, and we use that knowledge to ask those poignant questions at the beginning. And let's take an example. So let's say the MSP wants to forward all of their nighttime calls to us, okay, which isn't an unusual scenario. But what they don't necessarily consider is, okay, let's say there's an escalation in the middle of the night. Do you want everything escalating back? Do you want some of it? Who do you want to be woken up? And who are we going to call? Are we going to call your main number back that then comes back to us again? There's all of these little nuances that are quite easy to iron out when you know what questions to ask. But when you don't, that's where you come unstuck. And actually, that's where a lot of outsourcing, in our opinion, falls apart. It's from the basics. It is very rarely the technical ability to resolve those tickets. So going back to the beginning, an MSP will contact us. We'll take them through our onboarding process, which is quite heavily templated, but also documented. And we have a policy that we want to hold as little information on your clients in our systems as possible. Okay, so we work with the PSA, with the RMM, with your KBs. Our custom-built software, when it pops up on the agent's screen, says, right, okay, this is MSP X. Here are the platforms you need to log into, and we have some elements that help us do that a lot more smoothly because of the platform we've built. But ultimately, everything is kept within the client's PSA. So that's the first thing as far as keeping data safe, because it is an amazing amount of trust that people place in us. In addition to that, it is vital that we learn all of the nuances within the client systems, okay? Because not everybody is using Autotask, not everybody is using ConnectWise, which the vast majority of agents know how to use. They will be using custom software. So again, the moment there's a custom software discussion to be had, we jump straight into that plan of action. Okay, you need to show us how that works. We need to record snippets. We need to train agents. We need to create flowcharts. There's a hell of a lot of work that goes in to that process.